want you all to take 10 seconds to think of something that helps you stay alive. Food, water, oxygen, maybe? Now just imagine if even one of those things was suddenly stripped away from you. Would you survive? Well, this is the daily reality of over 1.2 million children diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called type 1 diabetes. For them, that missing piece is insulin. And without injecting it multiple times every single day, they cannot survive. I was 12 years old when we received the news. My younger brother, Surya, who was just 9 at that time, had been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. He now faced daily insulin injections, not for a month or for a year, but for the rest of his life. I still remember that day. The ticking clock felt louder than ever. And when I watched my younger brother Surya prick his finger for the very first time, his hands trembled. Mine did too. Living with type 1 diabetes meant adjusting every second of your life around a condition with no cure. But we were the luckier ones. We had access to insulin and diabetes knowledge. Most children in India did not. I happen to wonder about these children, those who came from underprivileged backgrounds and remote areas. Did these families have any knowledge about how to manage the condition? Were they able to spend thousands every single month for life-saving insulin? No. They were struggling every single day just to keep their child alive. So with a broken heart, I knew I had to do something, anything to help these children. So in 2021, I started Project Surya. What began at my study table has today grown into a globally recognized movement supporting underprivileged children with type 1 diabetes. Young people joined us from across the world. And change through Project Surya was led entirely by teenagers like you and I. I still remember one of our very first diabetes education sessions in a small village school in rural Karnataka. 200 children under one neem tree. But when I asked them this question, how many of you have heard of the word insulin? Silence. This incident reminded me that diabetes education was the only way to aid with early diagnosis. Through Project Surya, we started organizing free medical health camps with the help of doctors where children and their families could learn how to manage their condition. Bit by bit, we started raising a small fund through which we started providing free insulin, syringes, and glucose strips to help these families. And eventually, we found ourselves advocating at the United Nations. Even though I was internally freaking out, I hoped that by sharing these stories, the world would finally listen. This is Meera, a young girl from a small village in rural Karnataka, who was just 4 years old when she got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Meera's father is a truck driver barely earning enough to feed their family. And because they could not afford to spend so much money on insulin, she started skipping doses, rationing insulin. The result, you may ask? Meera lost a kidney before her 5th birthday. But through Project Surya, we have been providing her with insulin free of cost. And today, Meera is thriving, dreaming of becoming a doctor to help others just like her. This is Naren, a young boy from a small village in India who loves playing cricket. But sadly, his story is also one of deep tragedy. Due to illiteracy, his family did not believe in his type 1 diabetes diagnosis. They thought it was a curse. His grandmother took him to their village's magic healer, who made him place his fingers on hot, burning coal, hoping that it would cure him. As a result of skipping insulin, Naren went into a coma. But when we sat down with his family, with the help of a few diabetes educators, and explained the condition to them, they understood. And today, Naren is a star batsman who dreams of playing cricket for India. Till date, Project Surya has reached over 450,000 people, donated more than 8,000 vials of insulin, and has trained young volunteers from across the world, ranging from Canada to West Bengal to Nigeria. But what matters most aren't these numbers. It's what they represent. A young boy who takes his insulin injection with courage instead of shame. A mother who no longer cries in fear. Well, here is the truth. The world we live in today doesn't lack problems. It lacks people who care enough to start. 13-year-old Divaa did not start with an elaborate plan or a fancy blueprint. All I did was ask one question. How could I help children like my brother live their best life? So today, find your question. And go home today not just with inspiration, but intention to make the world better. I want you all to find one problem, a problem that breaks your heart. Do something, anything. Start a campaign, start a club, start a conversation. Start small, but just start. And I promise you'll do great.